G'day guys, welcome back. I'm going to do a swipe for you today. On a roll with swipes. I've got a swiping workshop coming up in about a week, so just making sure that I'm getting all the ratios right for the students, telling them how much paint they need for this size canvas and all that sort of thing. So doing a few little practice pours, make sure that I'm getting it right for everyone so I can pass on the information, which is always a good thing. So I am using, for pouring medium, 70% Elmer's glue oil and 30% water. If you can't get glue oil, just use some white PVA craft glue. Global make a really good one if you're in Australia. And I'm mixing that 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part of my global paints. I have got, this one down here is Peacock, and this one is called Eggnog. I'm out of that, that's my last bit, so I've made up some more. This is, if I can open it, this is the one that I've made. That's it there. A little bit darker, but I quite like it. It's kind of a creamy beigey colour. So that's that one. I will be putting that up on my next video on how to mix paint colours, so you'll be able to see how I did it there. I'm struggling with the lid. This one is my mid blue. It's cool blue and cobalt mixed together. And then we have some raw sienna. And then just plain black for the swipe colour. I've added just a few dribbles of water to the black, just so that it's tiny little bit thinner. Black always tends to be a bit thicker anyway. So, not really a mound, tiny little pyramid type thing on the surface. Okay, so my paints, I have got 80 grams of pouring medium to 40 grams of paint. And that is 120 grams, and I'm going to just put in 3 drops. So I'm doing 1 drop per 40 grams of paint. I don't want too many cells because the mix is thinner. My cells are going to be bigger anyway, and if I've got too much oil in here, they're all going to be bumping into each other and going crazy. So make sure you've got a roll of paper towel ready. I just put it down the bottom here so that when I swipe I can put it straight onto that and then throw it out and bring out my new sheet of paper towel. So I like to do that just to keep the mess to a minimum. Give it a good stirring. This eggnog one, I had to add water to it. It was quite a thick paint. And I also added a touch of water to my blue because it was quite thick as well. So even though I say 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint, you need to consider the thickness of your paint. If you're using something like Liquitex Basics, which is a really thick paint, you're going to have to add more water. There's a hair or something in there. Did I get it? Don't know. I'm going to get a clean stick because I don't know if I got it or not. There we go. Yeah, so if your paints are thick, you'll have to add more water. Okay, so I'm going to go with a center swipe, so swiping out each way. That's my favourite thing to do with my little sheets of plastic, document holders, little folder separator, divider type things, anything you can find at your office supply store that's plastic. I like to use that. Okay, so let's get some paint on the surface. Just going to wriggle that around everywhere. No right or wrong, just throw it on. So this size canvas is, what is it, 40 centimetres by 50 centimetre canvas, which is 16 by 20 inches, I think. Excuse me, from memory, 16 by 20. And I will be tilting the canvas to cover my sides. I don't really tilt a lot that way, but I do tilt left and right to cover those sides. If you want to, you can just paint all your edges first. Maybe you want them all in black or you want them in blue, whatever colour. I prefer black if I'm going to do that. Putting on my blue. How pretty is this blue? Doesn't matter if your colours overlap a bit. They're all going to mix and blend anyway once I start tilting, and once we swipe they're all going to mix together anyway. And it's the mixing of these colours and pulling each colour over the top of the other colour is what creates our lovely multicoloured cells. I'll just use this all up down here. Spread my paint to the edge. Doesn't matter if it gets mixed up with the other colour. It's not going to matter down the bottom here. You're going to swipe over it anyway. Just try and make sure your bottom and top edges are covered. And I can go through and touch those up later on. Doesn't have to be now. That's quite, oh, that brown's really taken over, hasn't it? Hope that's not going to be too much. Okay, now let's just tilt, because I want to cover the sides. And we can't leave all this paint on the surface, there's too much of it. Little blob of something there. So yeah, don't leave too much paint on your surface. Otherwise, once you've got your cells, they'll move too much, they'll spread too much. And you end up with these huge cells if you've left too much paint on the surface. Okay. Leave a little gap there. Now with my black, I'd like some black to come through here. If you just put black in the center, once you've swiped down, you might not have enough black actually to get all the way down here. So it's more pale here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try this out. Put my black in the middle as I always do. And just make sure that's covered. I've got a little bit of a gap there. Oh, there's that hair or something. I don't know what that is. And then the other thing I wanted to do was just kind of drizzle like that so that I can get some more black coming through, and a little drizzle through here as well. As I said, when you swipe your black, by the time you've got down there's not much left. It's all, you're leaving it behind on the rest of the canvas, and you really need some to still be down here. I like that anyway. Alrighty. Paint's still moving quite fast. That's alright, I'm going to go with it. So we don't torch yet, even though there's some bubbles and things, we don't torch yet. We swipe first, and then we torch. I'm just going to turn it around. Now underneath there I've got that puppy poodle pad folded up, only because this canvas doesn't have any supporting beam across the middle. So I've just popped that there so the weight of the paint doesn't make it sag. Alright. Probably got too much black in the centre there, you know. Not much I can do about that at this stage. And I think I've got too much brown, the sienna. I think it's going to really take over. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I probably just needed half that amount just to get a pop of colour. It's kind of like a beachy sort of a pour. With the light sand and the dark sand and then the blues. But by the looks of it, I think I've got too much sand, but we'll see. Right, now just touch a little bit of the black. You don't want a lot of the black. I'm going to go half. Just touch it there. Let it sit for a second. Get good contact. And pull towards you, nice and slowly. No rush. And off. And that's where this paper towel comes in handy. So now you can clean that off. I'm going to turn it around and overlap this a little bit because the paint will get pushed over. So overlap a tiny bit. Wait, get good contact. Off you go. See what I mean about not having that much black down here? But because I did have the zigzags, it's kind of given me stripes where I've pulled the zigzags through. I don't mind that actually, it's quite a nice little effect. Now that's been used both sides, so I'm going to put it over here out of the way. This bit of paper towel's been used, so I'm going to fold that up, throw it out, get out the new piece, which is here ready to go. It just makes everything a little bit more cleaner and a little less messy. I like a clean workspace. Okay, so ready to go again. So we're not torching yet. Just going to do this and then I'll torch. But there are some pretty cells popping up already. And I like the fact that they're not all down the bottom as they were last time. Now I'm going to have quite a thick black section by the looks of it. I think I've put too much black in the middle. Try to just touch the black, don't let your plastic touch too much of the other colours, otherwise you're dragging all that colour off. You just want to drag the black over the top of your colours. Okay, so I have got quite a lot of black there in the middle, haven't I? We'll see what happens. I do like the drama of the black centre. I'm just looking for my tweezers. There's something there. Pick that out. A little blob of something. Where did I put you, tweezers? Oh, there you are. I've got these little cute makeup ones. They've got a really little tiny point on the end, which is good for picking out things without making too much of a mess. It's probably just a little bit of dry paint, you know, from around the side of my paint tub. Put it back so I don't lose it. Okay, rightio. You know what we're going to do now, don't you? We are going to torch. Look at that! So make or break time with the torching. If you go crazy and over torch, your cells are going to be way too big. They're going to keep growing. With this mix of glue and water, they keep growing. So, as I've always said, just lightly torch and wait. go a little bit heavier in the middle because that paint is quite thick in the middle there. I think I went a bit overboard here. As soon as I torched, they went, phew, all jumped out. Look at them all. Little tiny ones. We'll just wait and see what happens, see how much they grow. Some cells will grow fast and bigger, some won't. And that's all dependent on the thickness of your paint, your mix that you've made up. So the torching is bringing, oh look at those! The torching is bringing those cells to the surface. And those are the cells I want. I don't really want these little tiny ones, but if I torch over these, I think I will get the bigger ones up. There I got a bit closer, so I'm getting the bigger ones straight away. Let's go over here in this corner. Not too close though. How's that? What's happening there? A little bit closer. And again in the middle. Okay. Just wait, there's some more popping up here. These are really pretty cells, they're multicolours. Not much happening in this corner yet. Oh, these ones have started to pop up over here. So isn't it nice how you've got these bigger ones and then you've got these tiny little ones up here? And you'll notice that the tiny ones are where the black paint is thicker, so they're not able to come through and spread as much, whereas down here the black paint is much thinner, so the cells can come through a lot easier. They pop up and they can spread because the paint's thinner. And I like that look of different size cells personally. Alright, still not getting that much here. Getting some more popping up here now. I've torched again over there. So the bigger cells seem to be at the bottom there, as I said, where the black paint's thinner and they can jump through quicker and easier. I think I'm pretty much done with down there. Reminds me of a barn door, like a timber look of a barn door. Maybe it's been burnt, the black to the lines. That's what I can think of. That's what I see. Right, I'm just going to do this corner down here again. Having trouble with this particular corner. It's probably got more paint, more black paint on it. Looks a bit darker here. But I am getting some under here now. So probably not torch anymore because these cells that are here, they will keep growing. And if you over torch, like I've over torched the middle there, see how it's going a bit loose because I've melted the paint? That's because I put more heat in the middle there because I wanted to see what I could get through that thick dark paint there, but that one got a bit heated, so a bit overheated. So some really pretty cells in there. Happy with this. So what I'm going to do is, off camera, I'm going to go through and I'm going to paint my sides, all my edges, I'm going to paint it in black. And wow, I really like that. Yay! My other one, this one, I know you guys liked it as well. See, the cells are really, really big. It's not, for me, it's not quite as attractive. I like the composition of this with my black center, the bigger cells on the bottom, the smaller cells through the top. For me, that's more attractive, but other people, maybe you guys like this more. I don't know. This one obviously had a much thinner mix, or my black was thin. If your swipe color is too thin, and you can't really see, a lot of black through here. So I obviously didn't have very much, so these cells could pop up really easily. Whereas here, the background is much darker. My swipe color was a bit thicker, So my cells are staying relatively small, which I love. I love that. And the sienna hasn't taken over, which I'm really happy about. Oh, look at that top left corner. Those have popped up now. They've come out to say hi. All right, I will take you in for a bit of a close-up here, but I found it doesn't tend to focus that well up here, so I will take you down and show you. The colour seems to be truer down here as well. Oh, my new drying rack. There it is. Arrived today. Woohoo! I'll show you while I'm here. Got some paintings drying there. There's my swipes. Those metallic swipes. There's some sandwich paws and my flowers, and I've got those pastel-y ones there. And I've got my new light up the top there, top left. See that? It's giving me light. All right, there's my paint. Everyone wanted to see my studio. There we go. There's my paint. Look at all my Elmer's glue all. And there's all my cards that I paint on. Lots more paint, puppy pedal pads, and don't hate me, there's more of my plastic cups. I do reuse them. Canvases at the top. All right, back to the painting. Here we go. I love this one, you guys. Love those colours. Watch this space. I need to do another big pour, a big swipe. I'll tell you about that another time. And I'm just trying to pick colours. Is it focusing? And then we go around to the other side there. That's that corner that didn't want to have cells coming through initially, but did in the end. And this corner, is it focusing? I don't know. It doesn't look as if it wants to focus properly. Okay, so there's that one. Just try and hold it like this so I get that light out of the bottom corner there. So there you go. Love that. These cells will keep growing. So when I show you the dry piece in a few days, the cells will have grown a little bit more. And you can see that as we've been standing here chatting, they have grown. So this is why I say don't over torch, because they will keep growing. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.